All right, folks, this is Captain Jack here. I've had a little bit of issues tonight with the. This is not my normal format. I'm making sure. Hopefully, we are on. I hope we're on. YouTube. I will be checking it. Yep, we are on YouTube. That's the one good thing. My camera wasn't working for a little bit, so again, apologies there. And so we'll get that squared away. I wanted to get on. I wanted to get on right away and make sure that we are streaming. We are. Wow. Thank you for being here, everybody. We will get the number up in a minute. Again, this is not normal cameras that I normally have. I'm glad that we got some here. And I am sick to my stomach. Sick to my stomach. I was ready for a video, which isn't going to be coming out. In fact, screw fucking whatever. Oh my God, I've only been on for like a minute and I've already said the F word. So again, show some comments here. I mean, Mullen had a tough night, but you know, there's a lot of things that were going on. It wasn't all on him. Rollout pathetic. Nixon is trash. I mean, I honestly think that the Raiders should have just scored. You know, God, they needed to score in overtime and just not get a field goal. Yeah, there were quite a few that got burnt. I agree with that. Vicky, I'm sorry you have a migraine. Please take care of yourself. And I'm happy with Mariota too. He looked very, very good tonight. And again, apologies here. Not the normal format. I wanted to make sure I got on. See what we had here. Refs were horrible. Yeah, they were. But you know what? There was a lot of those. The Raiders just did not fucking play. Mo Razzulli, I agree. Mariota played really good. Yeah, I agree, Brian. The defense is trash. There are players on here, but I think that they need to be put into a good position. So I'm throwing comments as I see them. Oh, I'd be taking a shot. Yeah, I would be taking a shot. Let me get the because again we're gonna get some calls in here. So the line is up for that. Make sure that if you know the number already, I just put it up. So I will get the screen again. It's not normal for what's going on, but you want to join in. You got the number 813-690-834. I can't get the comments up fast enough. Vicky, thanks for the sticker. Mike, thanks for you're sorry for that. Good evening to you. It's Robert Hawk again. I apologize. I can't get these up fast enough. Good evening to you. Mike Gibbons, my Philly fan. Thank you for being in there tonight. What do we got here from Mo? Yep. Mo, not the worst in NFL history, but they suck. Yeah, and Mario did look good. I would be taking a shot. And yeah, it's draft time. And you know, can we say we need to draft defense? Did we say that? And Mr. Wombatt, you're not the only one because I just had MOBB BOSS give me a call on my phone. And I hope that he will be calling in. And in fact, don't call in. Like I said, I'm going to let him know I want you first. So nobody call in until MOBB BOSS calls in. In fact, let me take the banner down. Let me take the banner down. And I'm making sure that MOBB BOSS sees this. 813-699-0834. So we'll hear from MOBB BOSS. Until we get from MOBB BOSS, I'll go back to comments. Do you think Carr might have lost his job? if Mariota continues up, because a groin injury is not a 1 weeker. And even though we got 10 days, Eric, I'll give him that. Thank you there, Ed Winchell. The 26th. Not Mike. Let's. I want to hear from Raider fans, if you don't mind. If you want to call in, make it later. Boy, we got a lot of comments, and I'm sorry, Mr. Wombatt. You can call in. I'm trying to get to him. Thank you there. And I agree with this one. Wade Phillips, what do you want? And I agree with that as well. I mean, why is it that they called a lot on Mullen, but they didn't call their defenders too? Jimmy Farrell, I get you. Okay, I understand, shipmate. Let's see here. Keegan, good to see you. Stop holding. Well, yeah. So good. We got a call from Mr. Wombatt. Hang on, make sure that my codec is up. I'm putting it on blast, so hopefully everybody hears it. Mr. Wombatt, are you there, sir? Okay, good. Hopefully everybody can hear Mr. Wombatt. Yeah, go ahead. Hey, Mr. Wombatt, I got MOBB BOSS on the line. I told him I wanted to hear from him first. Can you call back real quick? All right, I'll tell you. Hey, MOBB BOSS, are you here, sir? Okay, and only for you, because Mr. Wombatt had beat you in because I was waiting on you. I said MOBB BOSS. Okay, Mr. Wombatt. So Mr. Wombatt, you are next. Unless I don't get a word in edgewise. Go ahead, MOBB BOSS. I want to hear from you.
Our defense, our secondary, I don't know what's going on with the defense and the secondary. Our secondary is getting killed. We were able to stop the run. We've been able to control the run pretty much all season, but the passing game and our secondary has just been terrible. Mr. Mullins, if I was a coach today, you would have a lot of explaining to do on Monday morning, because you did not perform. Mullins, they took full advantage of Mullins today. They took full advantage of him. Between the penalties and between him being burnt, between the holding, all the things that he did this evening really, really cost us. Really, truly cost us. And there's no reason for a team of our caliber and a team that is putting up the points that we're putting up, that we should be struggling with a team that only had 4 wins. We've seen that against the Jets. We've seen it against Atlanta. Why are we not performing against teams defensively? I'm not talking about offensively, Captain Jack. Because Raider G mentioned all the, don't blame it all on the defense and the offense, blah, 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 blah. Remember we talked about that the other night. But here we are again. It was our defense, our secondary, that let us down. Our front line of our defense has stopped the run game. We played well against the run game all season. We did it well again tonight. We kind of faltered a little bit in the third and the fourth quarter against the run game, but for the most part, overall, we controlled the run game. It's the passing game that is killing us. It's our secondary that is just terrible right now. They are not performing to the ability that I know our Raiders can perform. And it's hurting me. It's upsetting me. Captain, I didn't even know what to do watching this game. But again, I will say my hats off to Mr. Mariota to come in after not having a snap for, at least a good season or so. 1 or 2 snaps last season, that doesn't give you enough time to really prepare. But to come in, the way he came in and control our offense, give our offense not only give our offense an opportunity to win, but to score. He came on the field immediate domination. I love that about him. Do I think there needs to be a quarterback controversy? No, I don't think that. If Carr's not ready to go, then Mariota, you stepped in. You've shown that you can step in and fill the void. I don't think there's necessarily a quarterback controversy here, but the leadership that Mariota brought in tonight and taking charge of our offense and doing what he did, my hat is off to him. But I am so upset with our secondary. I'm so upset with Mr. Man, Jack. I don't know. You tell me something. Give me something.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that I like the fact that Gruden was going for it on 4th down because, and again, yeah, I like that because you could see that we needed to outscore them. Okay, and again, I will say, and we're getting a lot of comments at you as well there, Mob. But again, I really think that maybe considering how much time was left on the clock at the end of the of regulation or at overtime. First off, the Raiders should have lost in regulation because the Charger kicker sucks. Let me say that.
I'm telling you on Monday morning that guy might be gone. He's missed 9 field goals or 9 field goals since the season. 2 of them tonight, right? So I think it might be 10.
Yeah.
That guy might be gone from the Chargers organization. If coach, you're gone. You're gone. You're out of here, right?
Yeah.
So with everything that the Chargers did to lose that game, we didn't do our end on the defensive side of the ball to win the game.
No, I agree.
That's what upsets me. And I know last week everybody says, well, we fired our defensive coordinator, so we're going to be better. And I told you this on the other night, on your show the other night, it doesn't matter what defensive coordinator you put in there. You can get somebody with experience. You can get a young guy. But if you don't get anybody to motivate those gentlemen on the field to perform in the way that we need them to execute, it's not going to matter who you make as a defensive coordinator. And that was shown tonight. Because our secondary played just as garbage as they did, last week or the week before. It's been the same consistently throughout the season. Our secondary needs work. It needs a lot of work. And it needs a defensive coordinator that can come in and spark a fire and get something going, because our second, like I said, I'm impressed with our defensive line. We're putting pressure on people. We're stopping the run for the most part. Overall, we're stopping the run. But the passing game has been killing us all season, and again, we've seen it tonight.
Yeah. And, it was, and like I said, I would say that there was they Guyton and the other guy should have had more passing yards than they did. Okay. And, Guyton burned us. They didn't even need Keenan Allen tonight. Okay.
No.
They didn't even need him.
I think he was in, what 5 plays all game?
Well, he was.
I think him maybe 1 or 2 times throughout the game. He wasn't even a factor.
Right, but I mean, but he's there for the decoy, and you know, I agree that the defensive people need a person to like you said. You can have all of the players you want, but if you have nobody, it's going to light a fire under their ass. There's going to be nothing that happens. Okay, there's going to be nothing that happens. I would like to see, and I tell you, you get Wade Phillips in there or you get Greg Williams in there, and for all you people that are poo-pooing Greg Williams, screw you too, okay? Okay? Greg Williams or Wade Phillips in there will light a fire under the players that we got. They will make sure that the players we have are the best that we could have. Mike Arline likes Winston Moss. I wouldn't mind him either, but I want somebody that's going to motivate and teach, okay? And the other thing is that Charles Woodson was saying that, you know, that he wants to be the defense coordinator. Charles, I know you are a Hall of Famer, but stop smoking that pipe, okay? You don't go from off the streets to a defensive coordinator without having anything in between. I'm sorry. Nothing in between.
And I agree. I truly agree with you, Captain. Because I've been hearing the Charles Woodson rumors out there as well. But this is what I'll say. Sometimes you may need him, maybe not as a defensive coordinator.
No, but
yeah. Or maybe bring him in as part of the defensive crew.
There you go. There you go.
Inspire.
Right.
People believe in Charles Woodson. The true Raiders believe in Charles Woodson. True Raider players believe in Charles Woodson, and they will listen to him. Charles Woodson is a proven secondary guy.
Yeah.
Over many years, so they can respect the fact that he has put it down. He has made his name well known. He has performed on the field. So maybe just the influence of having him around at practice every day, being able to go and talk to him on a daily basis, maybe that might be the thing that helps put a fire. But as a defensive coordinator, no, I don't think so. But he needs to be a part of that organization, maybe as far as the defensive staff, to help bring something, because something needs to change. There's no reason, again, for us to be battling with teams that are at the bottom of their divisions. There's no reason for that. This is their, Captain Jack, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is San Diego's first divisional win today.
Well, yeah, it's the first.
There's no reason that we're struggling with teams that have 3, 4 wins, and then they come see us and we're battling them like they're a damn Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that.
Yeah.
And it's not on our offensive side of the ball. The offensive side of the ball, whether it was Carr, whether it was Mariota, all season, we have been scoring big points, putting up big numbers. We have been executing well. It's the defense. It's our defense, and it's our secondary that is hurting us bad. And I'm going to keep saying it. I've said it on many of your shows, other shows, or whoever I talk to. It's our secondary that is hurting us so bad. And if we don't figure out something about this secondary, we're going to, well now, the playoff hopes that we were holding on to, I'm sure it's out of the door at this point. They keep saying we still have hope, but let's be honest with ourselves, okay? Let's be honest with ourselves. That we are completely against the wall as far as playoff hope for this year. To be this late in the season and be at 500 is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
This makes no sense.
No, wait, whoa, wait a second. We still got to win a game to get to 500 because we're already there now. Okay. Well, no, we're 7-7, but I said we still got to win a game to get the 500 for the season.
Right. This is so, it's so hard to swallow. And for many years, of course, you know, San Diego's, LA now, has always been our you know, that's our rival game. You know, that at one time we used to call that South Oakland because we owned them. We would go down there and we would tear them up. They would come up here and we'd tear them up. Why is it that we are still battling with this team, especially at they have a rookie quarterback. Mind you, this guy is amazing. Okay, he came out of Oregon. He's done an amazing job in Oregon. He came here, coming in off of he wasn't even supposed to be a starter. He came in as he was supposed to be learning. And we are the ones, and we've done this time and time again, Captain Jack. This is what really bothers me. We have made people or rookie quarterbacks that come into the league, we make them look like stars against us.
Oh, yeah.
And that bothers me. That bothers me so much that here this guy, I'm not taking anything from him. But what I'm saying is, here you are, walked into this game with 4 wins, and now you look like a Super Bowl quarterback because you drove your team in seconds to go and got them in the end zone and beat the Raiders again. Why are we even battling with teams like this? We shouldn't be. We should be dominating teams like this. And that's where I'm so frustrated, Captain. I'm sorry for taking over your show and my emotions, but
I was going to kick you out in about a minute anyway because you're on 15. And I'm going to make sure that Mr. Wombatt, nobody else calls in. Mr. Wombatt gets the next one, only because I wanted MOBB BOSS to come in first. Mr. Wombatt, you're next.
I said I was so frustrated tonight. I had to talk to somebody that understands me and knows where I'm coming from. Been around for years because I know there's a lot of new era fans out there that don't understand, haven't been through the history, and don't understand what we've been through with this team as far as San Diego, LA, whatever you want to call the Chargers right now. They haven't been through that history. I've been there. You've been there. I know you understand me when I talk about this stuff. So that's why I said, man, Captain, I got to call somebody and get this frustration off of me.
Yeah, you got it. Like I said, and I that's why I said MOBB BOSS gets the first one. Mr. Wombatt calls back because I had to kick him off. And again, Mr. Wombatt is awesome. So
I appreciate that, and Mr. Wombatt, thank you for understanding and giving me the respect to give me a couple of minutes to vent and get it off my chest so I can sleep well tonight. I probably won't sleep well, but at least I got it off my chest.
You got it. You got it. Mr. Wombatt, please call in. MOBB BOSS, great hearing from you.
All right. Thank you, Captain. I'll talk to you soon, brother. I love you.
All right. Love you back there. Appreciate it.
Right on, brother.
All right. And he was at 15. I know that's a little long, but that is MOBB BOSS. That is MOBB BOSS. So, there's kind of head of the line privileges there. Mr. Wombatt, you got a please call back. Please call back. I'm sick to my stomach. I am sick to my stomach. And again, I apologize for the fact that this is way out of the norm of what we normally have. There we go. Mr. Wombatt is back. Hey, Mr. Wombatt, I want to say thank you. And Mr. MOBB BOSS says thank you as well. And he appreciates it.
All good. No problem, man.
Go ahead there, sir. You were making some points. You were pissed off. We all were pissed off.
Mr. MOBB BOSS hit a lot of nails in the head. So I agree with just about everything he said. I'm sure I echo many of the sentiments of the other people watching right now as well. I'll be honest, I typically don't let a lot of games like bother me too much, like my team loses and whatnot. But man, I can't remember the last time I've been so livid watching this team lose. Like I was like, gosh, my blood is actually boiling. My muscles were that irritated because I'm just, it's like, I don't know what's up with this team. I really don't. Like, I know a lot of people put a lot of the onus on the secondary, but I'm really questioning a lot of what Green Bay has been doing in his preparation for these games. I feel like this team continuously plays down to their opponents' levels. Like, they don't come in, he doesn't come in with the game plan to take control of the game. If he does, I can't tell. Some of the play calling has been questionable. Like that whole goal line or the whole red zone play calling towards the end of the game was just abysmal. And I just don't understand it. And this team constantly just looks unprepared. The defense just looks unprepared, especially the secondary, but that's already been mentioned. I don't know if it's the scheme. I don't know if maybe the talent just isn't there. It definitely has to be the coaching. But I mean, it's crazy. Like, not only did a former Charger come in and lay the beat down on not lose to the Chargers again with a rookie quarterback at home.
Yeah.
They have no business losing to.
No.
And this team is supposed to be looking at the playoffs. I'm like, the Dolphins are no slouch.
No,
So,
not at all. And that's why I said we still, now the only thing positive that I can say is that we will not have a worse record than last year. We won't, because we have 7 wins right now. And even if we don't win another game, we'll still be 7-9. And I know that's horrible to say, but at least we won't go back. Although we have regressed, it just won't indicate it in the record book, is all I'm saying.
Right. I just feel like, I don't know what myself personally, like, I just watch, it just feels really conservative. And it's so predictable. It's like, one pass. It's just like, you have players capable of catching the ball. Why is he not airing it out more often? It's clear that they're going to keep in on Jacob. So why are they running different packages? England can run the ball. You know, even Booker. I don't understand the play call. Myself personally. I mean, this was the last of this should not have happened. And it was just embarrassing to watch. And the Chargers even gave this team, like, when they reached that field goal. Oh, fun fact. So the kicker that they cut, I believe his name was Cool.
Yeah.
Out there in Atlanta, lighting it up.
Yeah. But they've had, because they called him Ho. It's like Ho. Kim Ho. Kim's a cool Ho or something like that, you know.
Right.
But I know there's Ho in there somewhere. But yeah, they need their Ho again. But you know, because Bagley sucks, and we're mad at the fact that we got to overtime because they screwed up. I mean, I was mad about that. I was mad about the fact that you don't go for it on 4th down in overtime because you know the way that they have been juicing you all night. And everybody said it. Why didn't we go for it? Why didn't we go for it? I agree, because I tell you what, giving up 3 and giving them the ball with like 2 minutes to go, actually over 2 minutes to go. Yeah.
That's where a lot of my complaints come. That's to me, this is why I feel like Google needs to stop trying to rely on this defense and start putting some points or trying to put points on it.
Yeah.
This whole idea of just stop giving these teams a minute. We saw what happened in the first half. They gave them time left to run down the field and score.
Yeah. And they got a 2-for-1. It was amazing that the defense for the beginning of the second half stopped them. It was amazing that they stopped them, and then we got the tying score, so it was like 17. But but again, I don't even remember what the final score was. It was we were up by 3, and then we were down by 6 because they didn't kick the point. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
And I just when they go the ball out, I'll give him that. He definitely stepped up. I feel like there is some talent on the team, and I'm not taking anything away from the Chargers have some talented players on this side of the ball as well. You know, and Herbert's going to be a problem. He's not going away. But these teams just, I don't know if they just left it all on the field against the Chiefs. I don't know if they left it more on the field against the Falcons. I don't know what this team is. Somebody can come in there and maybe to clean the house with the coaching staff. I don't know. And maybe they do need to back up the truck. The Brinks truck, just pour all the money in the Wadefield front yard and just say, here, take it off. Just bring them in. Or they need to do something.
Right.
They're doing now, it ain't working. They staring down 7-9. Another implosion. And it's just not good.
Well, I agree.
I don't know.
I agree.
And so, but I'm still at a loss for words, but I don't want to stop the mind any longer, so I appreciate taking my call.
No. Again, I wanted to make sure that you got. In fact, you're right on, because I got another call coming in. Thanks again, to Mr. Wombatt. All right, that's Mr. Wombatt, who's calling in from Georgia. I got a call from 951. Who am I talking to?
What's up, Jeff? You know who it
come on, quit playing.
No, the name didn't come up. I apologize.
Oh, this is Violator. What's going on?
Oh, Violator, outstanding. I trust me, Violator. If I would have said, hey, who is it? I apologize, Violator. Your name did not show up with the number, so I will make sure. In fact, make sure that you text me. Is this a number I don't have?
Probably.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind, text me on what if it's a landline or not or whatever. So make sure I know what it is. Yeah, because your name did not show up, my friend. I swear.
Not a problem, brother. Not a problem.
So we go from MOBB BOSS to Mr. Wombatt to Violator. That is a triple dose right here. You, sir, the floor is yours. Everybody wants to hear. We're all pissed off. MOBB BOSS was pissed off. I know you are upset, so let me hear from you.
Well, I don't even have to say nothing. Can you feel the venom coming through the phone?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But anyway, disappointing affair tonight. Even with the fantastic play of Mariota subbing off the bench, this guy has earned the right to lead this team, in my estimation. But we've got a long way to go on that defensive side of the ball. Brother, you talk about guys knowing when they got the deer in the trap and how to close that trap tighter. We ain't got there yet on that defensive side of the ball. That's our Achilles, and I really, honestly, to all the listeners, I don't see us going anywhere. We still about a year or two away. We got to do better drafting. Like one of the announcers said on the network, when you just don't have the talent, it's hard to camouflage that. But other teams know how to exploit that and showcase that we don't. And we've got to do better deal of drafting our cornerbacks, man. Our defense is a far cry from what we as Raider fans have grown up seeing over the years.
Oh yeah, but what now? I tell you. Okay, no, I do got this number, Wayne. It didn't show up, so I was putting it in because I said, hey, there's no way in hell I'm not going to not have your number here. But again, I think that they were playing pretty. There were some really ticky-tack calls on Mullen. In fact, they had that OPI that they said wasn't a penalty. It was a penalty as an offensive pass interference.
Well, Jack, you've watched these guys as long as I have, and you know there's always a 12th man on the field, and that's the Zebras. But we have to play in spite of that. We cannot live on decades of freaking excuses, and maybe with next time, excuse me, because I'm going to go off the grid, fuck all of that, play today like it's your last fucking game.
Thank you, because it was. It was.
Probably for some, and I won't call names.
No, we'll talk about it another time. But I want to hear your. Y'all ain't gonna hear it because Violator's gonna talk to me. There you go.
Well, I'm just telling you, bro. Look, I've watched it from start to finish, and like I heard Big Link say today in some pregame stuff, it's about body language. Our body language says that we're not dictating shit, we're not dominating shit, we're just reacting and bending. Tonight we bent to the point where we fucking broke.
Yes.
Our defensive backfield, dude, is atrocious. Now I know we've got some guys out, but everybody talks about this freaking next man up mantra.
Yeah.
The next man up ain't freaking ready. So you better fucking go find that next guy to come up, because the guys that you got there under contract ain't gonna cut it. And you fooling your fan base if you want us to drink that fucking Kool-Aid.
Right. Now, we saw what the defensive line could do with a decent scheme, or at least taking the restrictor plate off and saying, "Go get the motherfucker." Okay.
Absolutely.
And they did that. They did that. And yeah. And I'll give Worley a fact that he made a play
late on when it was, and I can't remember which one it was, but he made a play that prevented him from getting a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember exactly what it was. Oh, I know it. He also was in on the sack, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So he made 2 plays tonight, and he just came off the streets a little bit ago.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. That's bringing in a guy off the street, so to speak, from layman terms, bringing the guy off the street. But this is his second time around, and he knows I can't come here and fuck off like I did before.
Right.
Let me control my emotions right now, because brother, listen, you don't want to hear me spit it out. I'm looking at this shit like I'm dissecting these guys play by freaking play, and everybody's always out of freaking position in that back third of the defense.
Yeah.
Why in the hell is that? Are you not studying film? Every play is a surprise play to them, or they're trailing on a play.
Right.
You know, nobody will ever be considered an all-pro on this squad right now, judging by their play, because the stats show. And it's just sad to sit here and watch it. Now, we all got excited. I'm sure you guys were on the edge of your seat just like I was in the overtime. Okay, sudden death. Great offensive run. We go down. We can't even punch it in because of questionable play calling when we got down in the red zone. Now, that's already known by the other team. They're going to choke up when they get down here.
Yeah.
They always got to go get cute. Fuck that, pound that shit in on them just like they did with us. The freaking quarterback does a quarterback sneak on us. Come on. Really? But like you say, zebras aside, because I don't even want to talk about the bullshit calls that they call and the league does nothing about it. That's just part of our legacy and our history. Get used to it, because it ain't changed.
Right. I tell you, and it was so disheartening. And I don't know if you guys figured it out, but the Chargers for a second got beat again by a holy roller for one play. They got beat by the holy roller. Excuse me, because you can't advance the ball in 2 minutes without the fumbler doing it himself. Well, he did it himself the next time. Now, I will say this though. I think that why is it that a lot of times that they will blow the whistle when there's enough for what is it? When you hit it and you don't go nowhere, and they normally blow the whistle. And I tell you, the way he reached out for the ball, I thought it was after he had stopped forward progress.
Well, if it had been our quarterback running, yes, the whistle would have blown.
Right.
Down by contact. Yeah. Forward progress stopped. That was the second effort. That's when he got across. But, again, you put it in, you're leaving it up to the strikes, and you're going to forever lose if you depend on the strikes to help us.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a part of our heritage, and it never will be. Face it, that's who we are. We are the bandits of the league, but the bandits got to play like badasses and fuck the referee.
There you go. I agree. Now, Wayne, do you feel that we have any more wins in this year? Like I said, the worst we can do, at least we'll be 7-9, and that's horrible to say that we're not going to regress as far as record. We have regressed as a team when we should be going forward. But do you see any more wins this year?
Let me be perfectly honest. From my standpoint, from my viewpoint, this is my opinion.
Yes.
I don't see us doing anything. That was our only chance to make another statement after that debacle a week ago. The team is done. That desire to be great is not there. Now, the coaching staff, the ownership will not answer that, but I'm just telling you, from a guy that's watched these guys for 50 years, I don't see no bite in that dog.
I agree. I wanted to make sure that we were on the same terms on that. Hey,
my thing is, Cap, I don't want to give your audience no fluff bullshit.
No.
I've never been that way. I call it like I see it, and there's no fight. You know, we love the uniform and these guys, the history, but this particular squad, everybody says, oh, they're young. Fuck that. I'm not going to keep saying young for 30, 40 freaking years. Everybody's team is young at some point.
Right.
How much do you want it? How hungry are you?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I tell you what, like I said, and again, we don't mince words. You heard it from MOBB BOSS. You heard it from Violator. You know you're going to hear it from me. You know you're going to hear it from me. And I'm staying up as long as we got calls. As long as we got calls, and it's 12:30. It's 12:30 on the East Coast, and I don't care. We're gonna stay up until we got calls. Okay. Wayne, Violator, anything more for us again, because we enjoy hearing from you, sir.
Well, this is it. I've done it enough, but like I say, I'll try to say as much as I can with as few words as I can, because I'm more of a man of action. But to your audience, the ones that are listening, the ones that are knowledgeable enough to know, you know I ain't fucking blowing no smoke up your ass.
Oh, no.
We are done for 2020. 2021, let's see what the hell happens, because there's got to be some scheme changes, some philosophy changes, and definitely a fucking attitude change.
Big time. Big time. And I think that's the first thing that needs to be done is the attitude change.
Well, they ain't playing like Raiders.
You got it. You got it. All right. And Wayne, thank you for spending time with us. And again, everybody else here, you've heard from the two heavies in MOBB BOSS and Violator. So don't say that I ain't going to follow them. We're all here. Don't say I'm not going to follow Violator. Somebody's got to follow Violator. And trust me, I want to hear from you. Wayne, thanks again for calling in, my friend, and we will see you real soon.
My pleasure, brother. Keep doing your thing and keep steering the ship.
You got it. Arr. Take care. All right, that's Violator, and we got Jared calling in. Go ahead, Jared. What you got for me, brother?
All I can say is I'm disgusted and disturbed about that game in every sense of the word.
Gotcha. Hey, Raider G, you're going to have to let Jared have his 5. Go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, I mean, how do you not score a touchdown in overtime when you should have had the touchdown right there? Why did you set up the 3 points easily, however, when you could have gone up the middle or at least have Mario to run the ball in the end zone, however? I just don't get it. And then at the end, the pass interference call was bullshit. There was no way that was interference by any means, and then he had him stopped a couple times, and when he got a big break, how they had to review the call, how for a couple things, but the Chargers stole this game from them blindly tonight. Blind as can be.
Yeah.
And this was the Raiders were coming back, how I mean, in the first half it was a really tough game, first half of the Raiders, but they woke up in the second half, and this one stings. I mean, they should have had this game. Now it looks like they've got to take care of business with Miami next Saturday. They got Denver. Hopefully they can finish out with 2 solid wins there, but this one really hurts them the most, and it sucks. It really, really sucks.
Yeah, and I will say this there, Jared. You actually have more faith in us than we do. You heard from Violator, stick a fork in us, we're done. I kind of agree with it. Okay, I agree. If you can't beat the Chargers, who have been snake bit all year at home, and they lose it for you because the Chargers are wide left on 2 field goals that should win it for them. Yep. There's no wins. There's no wins coming. If you think that we're going to beat the Dolphins, who are fighting for their playoff lives, no. You think we're going to go to Denver in the cold, and again with Carr having a groin injury? Carr's not playing the next game. 10 days is not enough for a groin injury. And by the way, folks, I say Derek Carr doesn't need to play anymore this year. Why? Why aggravate a groin injury?
Yeah.
Why aggravate it?
Why aggravate indeed, you know? I mean, they're going to do okay tonight. We need to do that, but does this mean that this could be the beginning of Carr it ending up in Vegas. I mean, we've been talking about it for a while. I mean, we don't know. I mean, he's had some good games. He's had some head games. But tonight, like I said, they should have just... I'm so mixed beyond words right now. Words do not describe how I feel right now about this one.
Yeah, I got you. And I appreciate you calling in and sending a voice as well. Again, Jared is very knowledgeable. Yes, he's a Steelers fan, but he's a knowledgeable fan, and I appreciate you calling in for the show, Jared.
Oh, no problem. We finally got ourselves out of that 9-inch storm we had yesterday. Believe me, we had a nice little snowstorm here yesterday, and believe me, it was coming down pretty good here last.
Well, just stay safe and get stay warm too.
Oh, we are.
All right, you take care, partner.
Yeah.
All right, that was Jared. Like I said, we've had a good group tonight, and we got. I don't need to say this. Okay, don't call in because Steve is on the line. Steve, what do you got for us tonight?
I got a question to ask you, Captain Jack. First of all, good evening. What the heck was Gruden doing having Jacobs run almost twice as hard as Jacobs was, and why didn't he run Booker more? That was so asinine.
Bingo. I agree. And you know what? Even the dunderheads, Joe Buck, who doesn't make sense. Actually, it was either him or Aikman, and Aikman is like stupid as well. But they kept saying it. Why not use Booker? I agree. You got Josh Booker, who is healthy, who is ripping off like 7 yards at times. Okay. Now Jacobs had 1 or 2 good jukes and moves, but still you got a healthy Booker. And I like the dive play by Ingold when you get that first down. But if you're going for it on 4th down all of the time, you keep going for it on 4th down and 4th down and 4th down. You go for it on 4th down in overtime when you're on the 2 fucking yard line. Sorry.
No, I feel the same way you do, Captain. If it was up to me, I wouldn't say, I can't believe we've got Gruden for 7 more years. I can't put up with 7 more years of this crap that he's pulling. He's so predictable. Everybody in the stadium knows what's going on with him. He pisses me off so much, Captain. Open up the damn. Finally, it's amazing that Mariota made all the plays that he did. He's obviously more mobile. Derek Carr, ever since that injury in 2016, he's playing scared. He's not going to be running like that.
Yeah, and again, that's why they got Marcus Mariota on the team, is they saw what he could do in Oregon. They saw what he could do when he was playing those type of plays in Tennessee. They liked that out of him. And remember, Marcus Mariota was the leading rusher tonight for everybody. The leading rusher.
It's amazing, Captain. How many times have you seen the Raiders play a team where the other team has missed 2 field goals and they lost their best defensive player and we still lost the game? That was putrid. I'm so pissed off. I hope the team doesn't go to the playoffs this year. We don't deserve it.
No, we're not. Trust me. There is no way in hell. Okay, technically, they could get in by beating the Dolphins and the Broncos, but I really don't think that, because then they would knock it out. I really think that it's done. I mean, statistically, I think it's like point whatever. They're not going to the playoffs, Steve, so don't worry about that.
What do you think about this? What do you think about them getting Del Rio or
not Del Rio?
Some people can't stand Wade Phillips, but I think he's a pretty damn good coach. I'm sorry that he is.
Yeah, no, Wade Phillips, like I said, Wade Phillips, Greg Williams, Winston Moss, even Raheem Morris would be a decent. I don't want Matt Patricia, but you know what? You give me Greg Williams or Wade Phillips, Raheem Morris, Winston Moss. I know that Mike likes him a lot, but I want to see what we got. But I want to see upgrading this.
Okay, my question to you is this: why do we have Greg Olson as our offensive coordinator? What does he actually do? Who normalizes him all the time? That's what pisses us off.
Well, you know what? It's funny because he wasn't on the sidelines tonight because he was out with COVID.
That's amazing. I'm so sorry that he's going through that, Coach. I tell you what, it just pisses me off. I see the way the group calls these games, and it just, whatever hair that I did have, I've lost or it's turned gray watching games like this with the Raiders. This is unacceptable. And what the heck was Mixon doing covering one of their best receivers on when he got burnt so bad? He got turned inside out. That was ridiculous. The whole way they played was ridiculous. We just don't have the players on defense, Captain.
Well,
except for what's the guy with all the tattoos, and obviously from Eastern Michigan.
Max Crosby. Cleve Farrell was not there tonight, and I like Cleve. Don't say he's a bust. Cleve plays well. You know, Hurst played at when you put a fire under his ass. Hurst plays okay. I think that again, you need to have a motivator. I want Charles Woodson as the defensive backs coach. I don't want him as my defensive coordinator, but I want him as the defensive backs coach. There are other folks that are winning. I want, you know, more lifeline. I love Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski might be going to the Pro Bowl, and I think he should be. And by the way, they called stupid ass penalties on Kwiatkowski, and it was bullshit because that one penalty where he said he led with his head, he led with his fucking shoulder pad.
I know, Captain, it was so obvious down there on the goal line that he didn't lead with his head. And by the way, when a quarterback lunges forward like that and puts his head forward like that, how in the heck are you going to tackle him when he makes himself a target by throwing his head in there like that?
No,
it's so obvious. Everybody in the stadium knows what's going on.
I know. Hey, Steve, partner, I appreciate you calling in, partner.
I do too, brother. I tell you what, Raider fan, but I tell you what, wait till next year. It just gets really tough to be saying this every year. And have a great night, and hope you're in good health, Captain. That's the most important thing. We'll get through this.
You got it. Hey, thanks again, brother. Good hearing from you.
Good hearing from you, bye.
All right, that's Houston Steve. Line is open. 813-699-0834. Again, you've heard some heavy hitters tonight. I said, and I know I'd love to hear from you. There we go. And we got some more heavy hitters. Raider G, how you doing, brother? Turn it down in the back, G. Raider G, turn it down in the back. There you go.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you. Just wanted to make sure you would turn down your voice in the back.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Captain, let me turn it down some more. Yeah, it was a disappointing loss, but I just want to correct something that you had said a little bit earlier in your show, Captain.
Sure.
I had saw a tweet from Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson had tweeted out that he is not interested in becoming our defensive coordinator. He is not interested. He said that that's not to say that he's not interested in coaching somewhere down the line, but he trusts that Gruden and Mayock will make the right decision as the defensive coordinator. So he's not even interested. I think that was just a whole lot of Raider fans' wishes and hopes.
Okay. Then what I read, the headline read, Woodson interested as defensive coordinator because it was on one of the sites. And when I saw that, I'm like, no way. If you want to help out, come in as a defensive backs coach, okay? And that I can see. Lionel Washington for Mike Arline, and Lionel Washington would be another good one. But again, if you want to help out, come in as a D-backs coach and motivate these guys, teach them how to play under the right defensive coordinator. So again, I was just reading headlines that it said that he wanted it. If he didn't want it, then I'm glad, because I would say, Charles, you're smoking something.
Right, exactly. But anyway, on to the game. Captain, it's like when I called into your show the other day, I told you that I'm not expecting Marinelli to do a 180-degree turnaround with this defense. And again, I hear the frustration from the Raider fans. I'm frustrated as well. But let's be realistic about this situation. Marinelli only had 3 days to do something with an already putrid defense.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to happen. We weren't going to be a top 10 defense after this game. If we looked lost Sunday, we will look lost Thursday. I guarantee you that we will look much better defensively against Miami, because we have a 9-10 day rest as opposed to a 3 day. We had, and you know the story, we lost
five players. Five players from our defense didn't even play. That's not an excuse. Our defense, it was what it was. I think Mullen killed us tonight. And Captain, you played the sport of football, and a lot of times your defensive backs are only as good as your pass rush.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a good consistent pass rush, what do you expect the defensive backs to do? So my thing is that I'm not as upset about this loss as I was about the Colts loss. And the Colts were a much better team. But I have already squashed our playoff hopes when we played against Atlanta, when our offense only scored 6 points that whole entire game. But what I will say is that our offense, Mariota looked good.
Oh, yeah.
See why that he is. I mean, he had a lot of heart. He had a lot of fire. Is he better? Is he a better passer than Derek Carr? No, he is not. But the thing is that he adds another, like Troy Aikman said, he adds another dimension to your offense. And to be honest with you, Captain, the way that he ran the ball tonight, I don't think we would have gotten those results out of Derek Carr. That's just my opinion.
Right. Well, no, I mean, those are purely Marcus Mariota plays, because Derek Carr will run when there's no other things, and when the things break down. I am going to do this, though. I am going to pat myself on the back. I saw the very first play when Mariota gave that feed handoff and he went to the right and nobody touched him. I said, guess what? Marcus Mariota is going to do a run off of that play real soon. And no sooner than like 3 plays later on, I was a genius, because you could see it was setting up for it. So again, I'm breaking my hand, patting myself on the back on that one.
There you go, man. You're the coach. That's the coach in you, Captain.
Yeah, but I mean, and I tell you what, when they came out I said, okay, Raiders are in the eye. It's a running play, and it's a running play. Why can't the Raiders? If I can call if it's going to be a run or a pass, and I can call it looking at it. Why the hell can't you make me wrong? Make me wrong. I wasn't wrong the entire night. Raiders are in the eye. It's going to be a running play. I have never seen maybe that one play where they threw it to Alec Ingold, but I don't think they were in the eye on that one when they were throwing it to him. But still, I tell you.
Yeah.
It just sucks. Go ahead, G.
Yeah, and I just want to say this, Captain. And I'm with you. I'm on board with you as far as who we might get as a defensive coordinator during the off season. You mentioned Greg Williams. My conspiracy theories behind that after that Jets game, and also Wade Phillips. But I think that if you're Mike Mayock and you're John Gruden, you just can't have a knee-jerk reaction when it comes to these hotshot coordinators, because as much as I would love Wade Phillips, there's a reason why the Rams let him go, and there's a reason why the other 31 teams didn't come knocking on his door. Whatever that reason was, I don't know. Yes, he's a much better he's a much better defensive coordinator than Gunther. But when you're making this decision, because our defense has been in the bottom half ever since the late 90s, since Gruden was the coach last time. So the thing is, you don't want to bring in a coach on a 1 or 2 year deal. Then if they don't work out, then these new players have to learn a brand new scheme. You have to look long term. And I just want to say this, Captain, for years, the Raiders have always neglected the defensive tackle position as a priority. When I think about players like Ndamukong Suh, Fletcher Cox, Aaron Donald, not only were these guys chosen in the first round, but they were high first round draft picks.
Yeah.
And it seems like, see, those type of teams, they draft from the inside out. We always draft from the outside in. We always get the next hot shot defensive back, but we don't put a premium on the defensive tackle. And until we do, no matter who's our defensive coordinator, we're going to always be bottom dwellers when it comes to our defense. And that's just the way that it is. But hey, I hope we get to 500 or better yet, 9-7. But I
think I know Raider Nation is upset right now, but I think we will see a much better product when we play against the Dolphins because we will have that much more time to prepare, under our Marinelli. But we'll see.
Yeah, well, I hope, and the only reason why I hope is because I would like to get to definitive 8 wins. That's the only reason why. And to show that if the team can beat a team that is vying for a playoff berth would be something that I want to see as well.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm real happy to see what Mariota was doing today. He had a lot of heart, and that made me smile as a Raider fan. He really wanted to play. He really wanted to win, and he stepped in for Derek Carr beautifully. So, we'll see what happens, Captain. Hey, man, I know the hour is late. I love your show. Love you. We'll just have to keep fighting for the next couple of weeks, and we'll see what happens.
You got it, man. Like I said, as long as we got calls, I'm staying up.
Yes, sir.
So, if you guys don't call in, shame on you. Hey, G, thanks again for calling in, brother.
Yes, sir, brother. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks again. That's
right.
Raider G. We've had a lot of heavy hitters tonight. We have a lot of heavy hitters. And I'm showing this because Mike Arline said Chuck Bresnahan. It's Bresnahan, but I know who you meant. Chuck Bresnahan sucked. Wow. What do you call the last winning defensive coordinator? I got Mike. And Mike, I don't hate you, brother. But what do you call the last winning defensive coordinator? Willie Shaw was better than him. And I agree with Hot Wheels. I agree with Hot Wheels. The defense, Gruden should have ran the fucking ball on 4th down in overtime. I'm sorry. You're on the 2-yard line. Why don't you run like and again, I hate saying this, but it's like, why don't you run a pass like Tim Tebow did at Florida? It's like a jump pass. You run like you're going to run Mariota up the middle, like even maybe an RPO. You roll them out. And if there's a tight end available, and that's why I said we didn't throw to the tight end enough tonight. We threw to Waller, yeah. But Foster Moreau, where was that play where we had Foster Moreau do like a drag across the middle? We ran it against the Bears last year. Okay? I'm just saying we need to bring some more productivity there. Rex Shrine, maybe. Oh yeah, gotta remember Tarver, the mad scientist. Yeah, I know, Matt. It's 1 a.m. But as long as we have calls, I'll be here, or at least for 2 hours. No targets in the end zone. Yeah, I got it there, brother, and I agree. Okay, Vicky, good night to you as well, and thank you. We love you as well. So again, if you guys, we're up on an hour. We've had some really good calls so far, and second rated defense in our 2000. Okay. Now I understand what you were saying. Our defense was that good. Wow, our defense was that good. Vic Fangio is going to get. He's going to get. What do you call it? He's going to get released. There we go. I knew somebody had it. Yeah, and Buckner, I still want. And Ansley, who we had on staff before, we got him from Alabama, and he went to Tennessee, I think. Bring him back. Have Ansley with the D-backs with Woodson. Okay, because he's a good guy. Rob Ryan, no. Rex, yes. Rob, no. Rex, yes. Rob, no. Vic Fangio, maybe, but still, there are plenty of good names. I want Greg Williams, or I want what do you call it? Greg Williams, or I want the old man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jeff. A bootleg. That would have been there.
I think so. I don't think Carr lost his job, but I don't think Carr's going to come back this year. Why? There's no reason to come back. He's not going to be, or okay, let's put it this way. Why play him the next game against the Dolphins, who have a really decent defense, by the way, when you're coming off a groin injury? And normally that's like a 2-weeker anyway. Okay, good. I was correct. Yeah, Tennessee to be their DC. Yeah, and he'd be a good addition. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Like I said, it's as long as you guys call in, I'll be here. Yeah, I agree. See, Brandon said it for me. You have a groin pull, you're done. Or at least for a couple weeks, and we only have a couple weeks left in the season. Why? Just, let's see what we got with Mariota. Because here's the other thing. Mariota's on a 2-year deal, but we could cut him after one. I don't think we should. I actually want to see what he can do here. You played well tonight. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Again, folks, when I say, because on this one, there is none of this lead up where I'm going bye-bye. Okay. On OBS, when I go to my outro, I'm gone. Okay. If you want to call in, and I'd love to hear from Rose, even Hot Wheels, I'd love to hear from you. I haven't seen, I hope you're well there, Punter. I hope you're well. 813-699-0834. We've had a lot of good calls tonight. But right now it's 1 o'clock. Okay. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay. It's 1 o'clock East Coast time. If you want to call in, please do. That's a nice line up there, Mike. I'll throw that up there. Would they all come together? Were they together in LA? You know probably more about that coaching staff than I do. Yeah, I know. And I got you, Vicky. Wade Phillips. Yeah, that's the old guy. Greg Williams, Wade Phillips, Raheem Morris is a good possibility. Those are probably the top three. Winston Moss. See, nobody says Winston Moss other than Mike, and I like Winston Moss. But you need somebody to bang the drum for him. I think that. Okay, just your wish list. Okay, I get it. That's. Like I said, I like that crew. I like Ansley because was it Ainsley or Ansley, the kid we got out of. He was the D-backs coach out of Alabama. We had him for a year. Then he went to college in Tennessee, and I was right on that. Jeff, thanks for being here, Punter. Good to see you. And I agree with this comment right here. I agree with that 100%. John Gruden shouldn't be calling games anymore. And that's been for a while. It's 1:02. 3 minutes. If we don't have any more calls. Yeah, Brandon, he knows that. But thanks for the comments. Again, folks, I'm going to say this one other time as well, and it's because I'm not watching the YouTube feed. I'm actually watching straight up from StreamYard. If you are on live, and there are 21 people on live right now, I'm not pimping this, but I am having a contest. If you give a $5 super chat or super sticker, thank you. Ruben is gonna do this. Okay, hang on, Ruben is in online. I'm gonna say this while you're still here. Okay, Ruben, don't go away because I need to announce this. If you want to be in on a drawing, okay, for Raider stuff, and again, it is I have a signed Arnett jersey. I have a Jack Daniels Raiders special Las Vegas pack right there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. Right here, the Jack Daniels pack right here. I have Raider hats. I have Raider paraphernalia. I'm going to get one of my personal mini helmets, okay, that's signed. And then I have other mini helmets. There's a bunch of things that are there. If you want to be involved in that, just you got it for every $5 that you use in Super Chat or Super Sticker, that gives you a entry into it. And I got 10 entries from a Kansas City fan, guys, and I'm not kidding there. Casey Robb has 10 entries. Okay, there you go. There you go. I wanted to say it. Ruben, it's been a minute. How you doing?
I've been good.
What's up?
What do you think about the game? I've seen a lot of comments, not just on your feed, but all over Facebook and some of the articles I already read. What do you think about the play calling when we're at the goal line?
Sucked. I think that Gruden should have went for it. I would have did it. I would have done an RPO rollout with Mariota because they weren't stopping him all night. They weren't stopping him all night.
You remember the bootleg that Elway did on us when we were in Oakland?
Yeah.
And Elway doesn't even run as fast as Mariota. You still tell me that he couldn't call the play like that with Mariota in there?
Yeah. And it's
easily out of the 4 downs.
It's
did it one of the plays.
It's disheartening that you go to the 2-yard line and you settle for a field goal with 2 minutes left. With 2 minutes left, and I will say this: Ron Lynn, for the first time all season, finally did some positive clock management because he called a timeout, knowing that he needed to have as much time as he needed. Actually, he didn't need that much because with that 153-yard pass play, but at least he was smart about it. He was smart about it because he knew he had a 2-minute warning come up as well. And so Ron Lynn actually figured out how to coach tonight, and his kicker lost him the game twice, and Raiders should have lost in regulation. But there you go.
Yeah, they missed the field goals. They kept us in the game.
Yeah.
We have no defense. I mean, they said Olsen was out, OC, because he had COVID, and they didn't really report much on that. So I'm thinking, I don't think so.
No.
I think he's going to be next to go.
Yeah, no, I think that, well, you know what? We'll see. And thank you there, Jeff. That
if you thought we were stuck with Gunner for the rest of the year, well, they let him go. Why did it take so fucking long?
Well, Gruden didn't fire him, brother. That was Mark Davis that fired him.
I know, but why did he wait so long? Did he listen to what Gruden's telling him to do? Like
what?
Gruden was telling him, give him another week, or, we don't know. But if he's doing that, I mean, you're putting some of these guys that are not doing their job before the team. I thought you came here to win games.
Well, I'm glad at least that Mark Davis did it because, again, he showed, you know what, I'm not watching this shit again, or I'm not watching it further deteriorate.
All we just needed was some defense, man. We would have won this game.
Well, okay.
Comes off the bench.
Yeah, well.
Pretty much you can answer the kid.
Well, here's the other thing, though. We were without Arnett. We were without Abram. We were without Farrell. We were without.
We're missing a lot of guys.
We were without Morrow. Morrow's played good this year. We were without a lot of players, but still, the players we had were making plays against the run. They were making plays against the run, but somebody forgot to tell them that Herbert can pass the ball.
Yeah, he was having a lot of time back there. We got that sack when it counted the most. They should have won the football game. There's no way you go down there and then you settle for a field goal. You put a touchdown, game's over with now. You can't give that kid back that ball. Not with the defense that we have. And then the pass interference call, I mean, come on. There was a bunch of calls that didn't go our way. When Mullen got slapped in the helmet, they didn't call it. One of the runs where the Chargers were going downfield, the run to the left, I forgot who had the ball, but none of you won. The dude grabbed his jersey and had him, on the inside. He held him, but they didn't call it. That's why the hole was so damn big on that play.
Oh yeah, yeah. There were a lot of. I mean,
Again, the Raiders play 11 on 21. Every game they play 11 on 21. It's 11 on the other side plus the 10 people in stripes, and it's true. It's true. I'm not a conspiracy theorist when you can see that the you know.
They showed up. Even the commentators were hesitant to want to say, "Oh, that should have been offensive interference." Yeah, you should have said that because it was.
It was.
The flag doesn't get thrown.
It was. It was. So now you were saying that you were looking at comments around Facebook, like what's the ones we need to know about?
I see comments where even just like on this feed where they said, yeah, what was it? We have 2 more games left. Let's keep Mariota and get rid of Carr.
Well, don't get rid of Carr, but you know what? I want to obviously Carr doesn't need to play for the rest of the year because we're not making the playoffs. I want to see what Mariota can do. You know, and I want to see that.
That's the thing, too, Captain. Okay, let's say for some reason we make the playoffs, right? We're not going to do nothing once we're there. Even if the Ravens were to lose, like, maybe the Giants might get them because of their defense. That's what I'm thinking. They might lose to them. You never know. Look at what Washington is. They played against a Steelers team that was undefeated, but everybody that's been watching and paying attention to the games this season, the Steelers really haven't been playing anybody really good, and they can't really run the ball.
Yeah, but Washington has. Yeah, but Washington has a hell of a defense, and like I said,
that's the thing. They
right.
have at least one part of what you need because you need to have offense and defense. Well, they have a defense because they showed up that day when they beat them.
Yeah. Washington has a hellacious D. I mean, the fact that you got Vontez Sweat and Chase Young out of and those are 2 dynamic players that are playing on D line, and God help anybody that has I think they're bookend ends if I'm not mistaken, and
I've been wanting to go back to the Kansas City game when we beat them the first time. Who was on the field and what kind of plays were they calling? Because I'm still like, we really beat them? I mean, how? Because after that game, I was like, okay, the defense finally did something. Well, let's see if we can sustain that. And, of course, we saw they couldn't.
Right.
And we didn't. It was almost like the game was a fluke.
Well, it's still the fact is that the Raiders, they should have won today. They should have lost today in overtime, in regulation because the kicker sucks. Yeah. And I firmly believe that, that we could have won, we should have won, we didn't win, and we should have lost.
Before the game, I told myself, this game might go into overtime because the way we've been playing, last time we played them was close, came down to the last play.
Right. I agree.
When he made that touchdown, the ball got knocked out. People were saying that Mullen intercepted the ball. He did, but by the time he had control of the ball, he was out of bounds already.
Exactly.
That's why it wasn't an interception.
Yeah, and I looked for it. I said, you know what? It was an interception, but he was sliding, and the ball was kind of moving.
Yeah, but he was already out of bounds. You have to be in bounds for it to be an interception. I mean, we got a break too. When the kid, the Chargers quarterback went for the quarterback sneak and the ball got fumbled, okay, you can't advance it. But on the second time when they did it, nobody swiped at the ball. Nobody. And he had to take a second effort to get in there because they did stop him. But nobody swiped at the ball.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on. They were huddling and they're right there up on the line. Why ain't anybody going after the ball? That's one thing our team don't do. I saw that, what was it, the Ravens game with the Browns? Man, that one dude on defense, I forgot the guy's name, he was making them fumble every chance he got, knocking the ball out. Whether it be the quarterback or the receiver or the running back, when Chubb would get the ball. Browns played good. I thought they would win, but they didn't. It would have helped us out. I mean, we need all the help we can get.
Got it. Hey, Ruben, one last thought on the way out, brother.
We better draft good on defense. I don't know how many more years I think Gruden's going to stick around. He can't even get us to the playoffs, man.
Exactly, and that's why I think that people were talking about that 10-year contract. I really think that Gruden's only here for 5. I really think he's only here for 5. I think that maybe the language was written for 10, and I think he's only here for 5, and that's just the way it is.
What I don't get is like, come on, was he better when he was younger? Now that you're older, you got worse? I thought you're supposed to improve as you get older with age. You're supposed to be wiser, be able to call plays easier and better.
I agree, but you know what? He needs to play. We need a new play caller, not John Gruden. John Gruden can go to being the head coach. He should only be the head coach. And that's it. He should have somebody underneath him to call the friggin' plays. Hey, Ruben, thanks again for calling in, brother.
No problem, Captain.
Good.
Happy Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if you don't hear from me. And go Raiders.
All right. Hey, good hearing from you. You be well. Merry Christmas to you as well.
Thank you.
All right. That's Ruben. Tell you. We're at 1:15 a.m. And yeah, Mike Arline just wants Hugh Jackson as a play caller. Hugh Jackson was a great play caller. I'll give you that. If his contract is performance based, then he ain't doing it. And I'm just saying, that's just my thoughts. Yeah, I agree, Matt. I agree. Again, I will say it again one more time out the door. If you want to be, and Jeff Turner has 2 entries tonight with a $9.99 donation. I believe Vicky has one as well. If I go all the way back to the top, I think Vicky Orr has one, if I'm mistaken, from way back. I'll go back. Yeah, Vicky Orr had one. So Vicky with one tonight. And Jeff Turner with 2. If you want an entry into the when I do my prize giveaway, again, what we're going to do is we're going to have like a spinning wheel. When I get to a certain point, that we'll have a wheel for prizes, and one person's going to win the prize. Okay, one person's going to win the prize, and then we'll do it again. I just got a message for the video the one that I'm dressed up for, which didn't go down tonight. So that's what I'll figure out. That'll be the reaction, the Raider fan reaction. And look for that. That's on Fan Media. So it looks like we have no more callers. If you, I'm giving it, it's 1:16 by 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. And again, if you want to call, that's great. We had a really good show tonight as far as the amount of callers in. And again, Jeff Turner, thank you for your contribution, and Vicky again, thank you for yours as well. But that's it. The Raiders are done. The Raiders are done. Anybody saying otherwise, sorry. They're at the way that they are playing right now. The way that they are playing right now, they're not beating the Dolphins because the defense needs work. Now, if Marinelli, I almost said Mariota will have a good 10 days to get into the playbook. That'll be good for him. I want to see what Mariota can do with his time in the playbook. I really want to see that. And Marinelli will have better control. He better have better control over those D-backs because we clamped down on the run because they only had 50 yards rushing or so. I know they had less than 100. That's for sure. But they just killed us in the air. Thank you there, Ed Winchell, as well. Thank you. Again, out the door. What you got to do it while it's live because you can't do super chat, super stickers while it's on a replay. So if anybody wants any further entries, get them in now.
I'll put that up. I don't know about that though, Mike. I mean, I'll put it that's your opinion. I don't see it though. 5% that high? Is that according to NFL.com? 5% that high? I thought it would be even less than that, but thanks again. Hey folks, we're going to call it a night. It's 1:19 on the East Coast. I got to do some more work. I actually got some work to do, so I'll do that because I want to make sure I get it done so I don't have to wake up so early in the morning to do it. Thanks again. Thank you for joining me. I'm sorry that, it wasn't the normal broadcast that we had, straight up. But again, I appreciate you being here. Let me get rid of the banners. We will see you tomorrow night. I will have the Elite Superfan show with license plate LPG license plate guy from New York, along with Buckdog Walters for the Browns. So we will have those two super fans on talking about the Sunday night game. We will talk about all the rest of the games. Remember, there's some Saturday games as well. But it'll be a fun show. Make sure you are watching. Oh, that was according to Troy Aikman. Okay, thanks, Brandon. I appreciate that. I wonder if he was losing the locker room because something drastically. I don't know. And you know what? Maybe we've seen the last of John Gruden. Could we be getting a whole new head coach? He's 3 years in. I think it's 5 years at most. That's my opinion. Again, thanks again, folks. Thanks for watching this. We will see you tomorrow night on Facebook, and I see this very rarely on Facebook. The Elite Superfan show, and then we'll be doing again. You'll be looking for the fan media video. Join us again next Tuesday. See who my guest is on next Tuesday. Oh, Angry at Trask will be at least my one guest. Maybe another one might have Asylum. Maybe if he shows up as well. And yeah, I think he's done as well. Greg Olson needs to go. Yeah, he got fired. And yeah, he's got fired from us twice. He's been fired from us twice. So I agree. Thanks again, folks. We will see you again tomorrow night on Facebook. Look for it on my YouTube show. Afterwards, I will upload it. But take care. It's been real, been fun. Not really. But thank you. Thank you for being here. Good night, everybody.